Octopath Traveler is out on Steam. Those of you who have played the Switch version already know it to be an awesome RPG, and those of you that haven't, well, just have to take my word for it. I hadn't planned on playing the game on PC. I'm more of a console girl when it comes to my RPG fixes. But when Square Enix reaches out to you with a review code, you don't say no. Also, incidentally, this is a sponsored video. At this point, I haven't gotten too far into the game itself, just a measly 5 or 6 hours or so, into what I hear is a 60 to 100 hour adventure. Whatever your playstyle, Octopus Trousers is a long and meaty ride. My first impression is that it reminds me a lot of a Saga title, particularly Romancing Saga 3. And I know Saga games tend to be the black sheep of the Square library, but they're all good influences here, so far. You start your adventure by choosing one of 8 playable heroes, each with their own personal backstory and driving motivation to embark on adventure. These stories, however, are not isolated. The hero you choose will cross paths with and join up with other heroes. Your party maxes out at 4, but you can drop and swap characters at your local inn, or stick to a permanent team and possibly play the game twice to see all the adventures, which you might actually want to do because from what I've seen, these stories are good, if a bit wordy. Usually the long sequences are voiced. Square hired some phenomenal actors for the localization.
I saw you for the foul swine you are the first time I laid eyes on you.
You would take that tone with me? You're nothing but a stupid whore!
I do wish they had recorded more complete lines. Plot exposition oddly switches back and forth from voice to text. It's jarring, but I guess it keeps the players paying attention when the dialogue blathers on a bit too long. But what the actors do read is extremely well done. In fact, I'm absolutely in love with the game's presentation. There's no denying that Orangutan Truther is beautiful. I've never seen a game so seamlessly blend 2D pixels in a totally 3D environment before. Maybe Paper Mario? But that lacked the dramatic lighting which adds so much weight and emotional punch to the story scenes. I love traveling down branching paths for out-of-the-way treasure chests just for the view, which often outclasses the loot. Frequently, my sightseeing trips are rudely interrupted by random battles. Not my favorite of the traditional JRPG mechanics, but it's hard to complain when the fights are so much fun. Unless it's a boss encounter, you won't spend too much time in any one battle. Your heroes are a bunch of badasses, and from what I've seen, make short work of their level-appropriate foes. Stray too far from your intended path, and you'll quickly get annihilated by ridiculously OP enemies. But the game does warn you before entering dangerous territory, so maybe don't do that. While I appreciate the warning, I do wish the game gave it a bit sooner. Frequently, I reach a crossroad, head down a long and windy monster-filled path, only to reach a functional dead end. That's an annoying waste of my time, but at least the view is nice. Back to combat. It's fun. Each character is completely different from the others. Everyone's locked into using a single weapon type, usually 2. Hennet the Hunter, whom I chose as my main, might be my favorite. She can switch between axes or bows, which you'll want to do to match whatever vulnerabilities your opponent has. I should mention here that weaknesses are a huge deal in combat. It's a good strategy to spend a turn on a weaker attack which an opponent is vulnerable to, because you can break them. This causes a single turn stun effect. By juggling breaks with other attacks, you can cut total enemy damage output by half. A strategy I find effective in boss fights especially. Anyway, back on topic. Hennet can also summon and capture monsters to fight for her, or spend SP on customizable class skills which usually dole out a significant amount of damage. She's a heavy-hitting offensive character and I love both her and her giant panther Lind to pieces. My second in command is Therion, who has a voice to die for.
I should have seen this coming.
He's an aloof thief. I'm not sure the righteous Hennet would have so easily volunteered to help a total stranger do a B&E, but I'm gonna roll with it because I like his character too much to turn him down. In battle, Therion can hit with either swords or daggers. He can also, unsurprisingly, steal from enemies or spend SP on support skills. I've got him currently set up to convert half his damage dealt to SP that he can then share with his fellow traveling companions. This allows me to go all out with offensive magic users while Therion keeps their SP moderately stocked. With 8 characters to choose from, I can see how battle dynamics can drastically change depending on the people you recruit. Out of battle, each character also has their own townie interaction. Hinitz might be my most useless favorite. She can challenge non-story important NPCs to a duel and whoop their asses with her monster summons. In the early game, she gained a decent level boost beating up her friends and neighbors. Thyrion's ability gets more practical use. He can steal from people, who often have better gear than what I could find in the shops. There's a chance he might fail and his town reputation take a hit, but I could see myself abusing save scums to grab some truly good loot. So far I've stuck conservatively to the 65% or higher mark, and I haven't failed yet, knock on wood. And although I haven't figured out quite how to utilize them yet, both Primrose and Ophelia can apparently convince NPCs to join my party. Right now I just adopt my favorite and walk around with a stupid huge entourage. I suspected that I would like Octopath Traveler. I'd heard nothing but good things about the Switch release, which I still plan on buying. Probably more so now. And I'm really glad that Square decided to port it to PC and broaden the potential audience. Everyone should seriously have the chance to play this. Based on first impressions alone, I know I'm gonna love this game, and I have a sneaky feeling that a lot of you will too. This is where I'm gonna end the video. I do plan on making another later which dives more into the story end of things and expands on the game system as I become more familiar with it. I don't really feel like I've played enough yet to do that just now. I kind of just wanted to throw out this video and honestly get back to playing the game. But again, Square Enix was generous enough to send me a free review code, and I really just wanted to get my initial impressions uploaded to honor my end of their sponsorship. So, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I, however, have some Octopaths to travel.